All right, welcome back. So we told the first part of the birth story in the previous video. We'll link it down below. So we left off, Samantha had just said that she was getting stitched up. She saw me with Harper over there because I went with Harper because I didn't want anything to do with being stitched up part or anything like that. Didn't want to see all that stuff. We're not going to say all that stuff. What happens if you had a child or anything? You know what happens after birth. And if you're young and you don't look it up. You'll learn about it when you get older.
Yeah, and we didn't want to leave Harper. Like, we wanted somebody with her.
Yeah.
Wherever she went.
And Samantha had said that to me from the get-go. Like, you go with her no matter what. Like, if they take her, if she has to go to the nursery or ICU or anything like that, like, go. Yeah. One of us has to go, and obviously she can't, so it's me going. But once that all settled, you finally got to hold her a little bit.
Held her, so I held her for probably like 20 minutes, and then they came in and asked if I wanted to feed her, like 20 or 30 minutes. So we started breastfeeding there, and that was I think that was basically our night. They brought me a turkey sandwich.
Yeah, because she had said, and that was nice of them, Samantha said the first thing she wanted was a turkey sandwich. Okay, stop, go lay down, buddy. And they brought her one, like, it was different from what the plates that were coming in. Yeah. She really wanted an Arby's wrap, which she got later on, but she got a turkey sandwich because you can't have turkey, cold cut meat when you're pregnant.
Yeah. So I think that, like, the whole night was just, like, in and out, like, feeding her, sleeping, us changing her diapers. Well, actually, I don't know. We might not have changed her diaper until the second night. No, it was the first night. I think they changed probably her first one or two. Because, like, I still couldn't really get up and walk around. And then, like, obviously, we were both trying to get a tiny bit of sleep. They came in, let me go to the bathroom. They had to walk me in and, like, show me everything. I think that was really it the first night. We just kind of
I had, the first night, my mom, I think, brought us dinner.
Yeah.
So I went out and got it because we could only have one person in the hospital. We could have had a guest, but I would have had to leave the premises. Like, I couldn't even be in the parking lot or anything, they said. I don't know how they would know that if I was in the parking lot and somebody else came, but we didn't want to do that. We said if that would have happened, it would have been Kara, but Kara, who's Smith's twin sister, but she was out on vacation, I guess, with her friends. So we just decided that nobody would come because it wouldn't be fair to others. So my mom brought us, I think Burger King wasn't that good. Like, it was, like, didn't hit the spot. And that was the first time that I had ate since Chipotle the night before, which honestly I wasn't really that hungry. Because just, like, I guess adrenaline and just everything that was going through. And I did bring some snacks that I had packed and some waters. And
yeah, we ate those over the next few days.
Yeah.
She did get her first bath, so they came in and they asked if I wanted them to give her a bath then or in the morning, and I said they could go ahead and do it at that point. I wish I would have gotten up and, like, watched them do her bath, but at that point I was just exhausted.
And then at this point they hadn't told us when we were going to go home or anything like that. But so it was what day of the week was that? Thursday. So Friday, Friday came. Friday was a challenging day. Yeah. She had started to throw up, I guess.
Yeah, I went to feed her, and
it was a challenging and scary day. I don't know. Do you want to go into this?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first time was just kind of a little bit of spit up, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine." And then I had left to go get get a shower, and then get Arby's, and she had thrown up green stuff.
Well, and so her first episode of in the morning, she started to turn blue.
Was that the first one?
Yeah. In the morning, she woke up. I went to feed her. I sat her up, and I looked at Daniel, and I said, "She's turning blue." And I didn't know what else to
Yeah, we
to
both
say.
like freaked out, and in the whole day or the whole day before, like when we would hit the nurse button, they weren't really fast to respond. We hit the button, but I opened the door, and thankfully our midwife was there, and the nurse's assistant that delivered her were right there, and they ran right in, and were like,
suctioned her. And then other people came running in. Obviously, like Daniel's on the couch. I'm in the bed just bawling. I know people were behind me, and somebody put their hand on me and said it was okay, and like it was normal, and that we did okay, and we were doing the right thing. But I was just like, no idea what to do.
Like, thankfully they were right outside the door, because there was a little desk, because we were towards the end of the hall, and there was a desk, a nurse's desk, and thankfully there was 4 people there, because the other times I opened the door and nobody was there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of God doing what God does and having people there.
Yeah.
But they got her suctioned out. Everything was good. Then they ordered a suction.
Yeah, and she was having a hard time breathing still. It was like very labored. So we did like skin to skin, because that seemed to calm her down. And then, like he said, he went to go get Arby's, and I fed her, and she spit up again.
Well, it was more than Arby's. I came in and got a shower. I tried to introduce the dogs to her smell with her cap that they give, and then I got Arby's, and then Samantha was.
Yeah. So she threw up again, and it was like projectile, and it was like grass stained green from what I was told.
That was my color. I would say that it was grass stained green. Samantha said it was greenish.
Yeah.
To me, it was like if you've ever played baseball or been around somebody played baseball, or you played outside when you were a kid and your jeans got green on them, grass stained, like that's the color that it was.
Yeah. So then he got back. She spit up again. They called her pediatrician to come look at things.
Which felt like forever for her to get there.
Yeah. It was probably like 2 hours. And the whole time, like, I just held her, and we tried to just, like, get her breathing to, like, settle.
And then, I know before I said the nurses, they weren't coming very often, but after that, like, it was constant, like.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even, like, our nurse. Like, I knew that Melanie works there, and you guys probably don't know her, but if you do know her, you've known her from Little League, but like she wasn't our nurse, but she came in to check and make sure everything was okay, or she might have been one of the ones that ran in when the episode happened.
Yeah. And everybody was very reassuring and was like, this happens when babies are pushed out that fast, like you're a first-time mom and you pushed incredibly quick. So when you push normally and it takes longer, they get squeezed, so they spit all this stuff up. She didn't really get that chance.
Yeah.
So because I was breastfeeding her, that helps break up all the stuff that she swallowed, and so that's why every time she was eating, she was spitting everything back up.
So from that point there, they ordered blood work and an x-ray. They came in, they did the x-ray, they took her to like our room at like Samantha's bed there, and it's right here. There's like a curtain like 4 feet from the end and then there's like a separate room. They took her there, they did the x-ray. Those came back normal. They were checking for I guess blockages, in her lungs. They took blood work, which that was a whole episode in itself. You know, your baby's crying, it makes you feel like crap because there's nothing you can do. The woman that was taking the blood was not very
personable.
Yeah, and I don't know, but she took it, and later she came back, and she said, what did she say?
She said,
You want to talk in the video too? She said something that was dumb, like...
She said, do you guys know when you're leaving? And so they had told us in the morning, or they had put it on the board, we were going to leave on the 3rd.
Which was the next day. So
yeah.
This was all Friday, it was Saturday. We
Yeah.
would leave on Saturday. They put that in the morning, I think,
yeah.
on our board. Before
said,
all this happened.
And she said, do you know when you guys are leaving? And I was like, no, we don't know. And I didn't say this, but I was like, would you be here doing blood work for all these things if we had any idea? Hey, you're okay. If you had,
and then,
if we had any idea of when we were going to be leaving.
but then she took the blood, and then she came back like 20 minutes later.
And she said, oh, sorry, they just ordered more. So she took more blood. And then it was probably like an hour later, I was feeding her. And I looked down, and her whole leg was purple. Because the lady had put her Band-Aid on so tight around her foot. So I like pushed the button. I was like, is this okay? And they came in, and they were like, yeah, that's fine. Just undo it. And then they put another like small Band-Aid on it. You're okay. Yeah.
And then, so after all that happened, the nurse came in, and I was like, because we didn't hear anything about the results, and you're sitting there and you're like, is she okay? At this point, we don't know if she's okay. We're both like worried, sick.
Hey, you're okay.
Right, sorry, we had a
intermission.
Yeah, had to get her settled. But I think we left off where I had asked when we would get the results back, and that was on Friday night, and they said that
they said the ultrasound would come back in about 2 hours, but blood work could be 48 hours unless it was specific things, in which case it would be just a few hours.
Yeah, so the night went on, they were in and out checking on us. Still no word to the results or anything like that, so we were still kind of worried. I know that I was texting my mom and Bryson and like updated, and they kept asking if we had heard anything, and we hadn't. And then one of the nurses in the morning.
All
right, so different angle because I couldn't get this stand to stand. Harper had another little episode, so we are maybe I can do it this way and just hold it like a selfie stick. Please bear with us. Where were we?
Results.
So yeah, I asked, and they said they would take some time, and nobody told us anything. And then in the morning at like, I don't know, 6 or 7.
That one nurse did tell us that the x-ray looked good.
Yeah, normal.
But that we would have to wait for like the official doctor to tell us.
Yeah, so in the morning, we still didn't know, so I asked. They said that it looked like everything was fine with the results. And I'm sorry, it's starting to shake because I'm holding it now. After that, Samantha was discharged. but Harper was not. Harper they wanted her to pee and poop before we went home.
I thought there was something on my face, but I think it's a speck on your phone.
Yeah, it's on the phone. So Samantha got discharged at like 11-ish, maybe. And Saturday was a lot less stressful. Everything was fine.
Yeah, she spit up like one more time.
But it wasn't.
It was like clear.
Yeah, and they said that was normal, like everything. So there wasn't any green. There wasn't like any signs of infection. She didn't choke anymore on anything. We didn't get a lot of sleep that night because we were both worried about it, and we didn't know the results, and we didn't get a lot of sleep anyway because she's a newborn, and if you've ever been around a newborn, you know how it is. Let's see, the pediatrician came and checked her out. A different pediatrician came and checked her out, and they wanted her to go to the bathroom before she was discharged. She finally went at
3.
No, we went home at 3, didn't we?
It was like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so
but
but she went to the bathroom, and then it took them like another hour to come and discharge us.
Yeah.
So they came, she went to the bathroom, changed the diaper.
And you got to go home.
And then we got to go home. When we got home, it was eventful with the dogs.
The final meal at the hospital was supposed to be chicken tenders and mac and cheese. And Daniel said, "Where has this been this whole time?"
Yeah, of course, they don't bring food to the significant other.
Just me. But I was picking things that like I thought he would eat too, like breakfast. I made sure they brought us grapes. Lunch, we got pizza. Stuff like that.
Another thing, like the TV. The TV is like a 13-inch TV, and it's way up high, and the sound is on the remote that's connected to Samantha's bed, so she doesn't care what's on TV. And I'm watching baseball, and like in the middle of the night, and because this was the playoffs when everybody was still playing, and I'm trying to hear it, and bless you, I think. And so that was an inconvenience. The couch I had to sleep on wasn't that uncomfortable. I was able to fall asleep on it.
Bless you.
I don't know, anything else that we want to, bless you, that we want to put in here before we...
No, not really. Recommend an epidural. I'll do maybe I'll do a video or a blog or something about things like I wouldn't go without at the hospital.
She's been talking about creating a blog, and she won't do it. And everybody that says, so if you're watching this and you know her or you don't know her, put in the comments. If you don't know her, if you do know her, reach out to her, tell her to put out a blog. I
have a blog that I started to just like write down how I was feeling.
That's a journal.
Yeah, but it was like a blog.
Yeah, you should publish it for everybody. It could be part of this whole thing we got going on.
I know, but like one day I want to look back and like remember how I was feeling in certain moments. And I also like, if we have any more kids, I want to like look back and be like, was this the same, or like, was I feeling this way? So yeah, maybe I'll do that. We'll see. I'm sure there's plenty of hospital checklists out there. Half the crap on them I didn't even use.
Yeah, hospital bag. We'll probably talk about that in a future one.
Yeah, so maybe I'll just do that. We'll talk about it in a video instead of me blogging about it.
And then after this, our vlogs will turn back to kind of normal from what they've been in the... Yeah. Well, we already got a couple already filmed, but we couldn't post those until this one because it has to be...
Yeah.
Chronological order. And then my computer kind of crapped the bed, which kind of pushed us back a little bit, but...
Yeah. To the nurses at Meredith, y'all are the best. Thank you. If y'all help deliver this little nugget, thank you. and she's gonna start fussing. And if
So
you
we
were
gotta hurry
there
up
the
and wrap
morning
it up.
of, then on that Friday, thank you. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
got.
Definitely. And thanks for being patient with us in the hospital and all of our questions.
Hey.
But as you can see, Harper is hungry, so we're gonna go. Make sure you like the videos, subscribe if you haven't already.
Hit that ring notification bell
yeah,
so you're notified every time we make an upload.
Leave a comment. Some of you know us personally. Some of you are here from TikTok, which we'll talk about in another video coming up soon about that whole thing, because that's kind of a whirlwind of a craziness that happened. It wasn't expected.
If y'all have babies and like young babies, let us know what you think we should get her for Christmas.
Yeah, because we have no idea. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for always watching and supporting us and everything like that. And we will see you when we're looking at you. Peace.
Bye.